Hey, it's Werner, and you're listening to Finding Frequency. I am without a son at the moment. So, yesterday, Frantzi went to football practice, and his little friend Alex joined him there. And then he ended up going to Alex's house. When it was time for him to come home, he decided that, no, I'm going to sleep with Alex. Stay over, gonna have a sleepover. It's now basically 24 hours later. He's still there. He's going to go for round two. And we're allowing it. I think it's also kind of a great opportunity for him to spend a little bit of time actually really enjoying summer. They have a nice backyard there. They have a swimming pool, lots of toys. So I think he's having a good time. He's having a proper summer. So in that aspect, that's great. Do we miss him? Of course we do. We miss him a lot. And also it hurts a little bit that he doesn't want to come home. But the extraordinary is it's always fun to hear what he's up to and knowing that he's also enjoying himself while mom and dad are sitting here working away, slaving away. For me, another workshop awaits tomorrow, Turning Point. I'm excited about the workshop, to be honest. And then we have another one on Friday. So it's going to be quite a tough schedule up until Friday. And then next week we have quite a few sessions coming up, which is going to keep us busy Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, if I remember correctly. So next week is going to be interesting too. But we are laying the foundation for the work this week. And then also in the back of the mind, I keep on getting updates. And I think you probably heard a beep in the background of my friend Jeff, still in a hospital at the moment, still intubated. And apparently he's doing better. They're giving me these percentages. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but he's on 45% of the ventilator. Now, apparently the lower that percentage, the better. And also the higher his blood oxygen levels. And he's still critical, but stable. And the indication is that he's doing well, better than expected. So looking forward to hopefully see some more positive numbers coming from old Jeffy there in South Africa, because it sits in the back of my mind all the time. Also had a really interesting conversation last night with my friend Terry. It's also kind of me misusing her a little bit, talking about and sharing and just having a conversation, or maybe I wanted to say dialogue, but it wasn't so much a dialogue. It's just me talking and Terry giving advice on things that I'm doing in my business. And it's always great to have someone else's perspective. And then this morning I got to meet someone who, they run a business called the Human Library, where they actually gather stories from people with a wide array of backgrounds, specifically also having an operation here in Poland, because here in Poland we have our challenges when it comes to diversity, because the society here and communities aren't that diverse. Of course, it's changing, but there's a bit of resistance, and it's interesting how they look at it and how they are trying to create dialogue. That's where I got that word today, because I like the idea of dialogue, because sometimes we try and fall back on storytelling. So that means that someone is telling a story and someone else is listening, but dialogue is interesting because we are then talking to each other, and they're trying to facilitate those kind of conversations between people to not change people, but to create an understanding that there are different people, and also create like insight and respect for each other. And I think that's the big thing. I think a lot of times when people hear the words diversity and inclusion and all these kind of things, it makes them nervous that they need to change. That is not true. You don't have to change anything. You just need to be able to respect other people and be accepted, or what's the word? Be open to accept other people for what and who they are. And that's all kinds of people. Not only as the cool people like me, but even the old stuffy people. They're your mates too, right? You need to kind of make space for them. So yeah, before I go into a rabbit hole with that again, still feeling positive and good things come our way. Oh, also, one thing that's a little bit of a downer is that both Martha and I are struggling a little bit with a cough. I think it's something that Frantzi brought home from the kindergarten again. So it's a little bit of a kind of a flu vibe going around, but we're coughing and dealing with it. And that being said, thank you for listening.